You're watching Good Business San Diego.
Welcome back. The following is brought to you by Monima Wellness Center, which offers recovery programs designed for women navigating mental health and substance abuse issues as well as trauma. Kat Grassetti is the clinical director at Monima Wellness Center, and she joins us today during PTSD Awareness Month to talk about how women may be affected and about a holistic approach to treating trauma at Monima Wellness Center. So Kat, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
First of all, help us out here with a clear definition of PTSD, because we may have one thing and one thing only in mind, but there's a lot to learn. So tell us exactly what that definition means to you.
Of course, a lot of people think PTSD is just flashbacks and from really big incidents and really big breakdowns. And PTSD really is when we have experienced something that is that interrupts our feeling of safety in the world. And because of that, our nervous system and our body starts to respond in a way that keeps us safe. And so when that happens, it can really move forward where there's no threat in the environment, but our nervous system is responding to a threat.
So anything really could be a trigger. I mean, there's so many different influences in our lives that could create a situation, and this is what you're treating at Monima Wellness Center. Okay, so this is the importance of having a month like this dedicated to the awareness. It's not only awareness, but it's also taking action, right?
Yes, absolutely. The conversation is so important. That's such a important piece of this being an entire month, is that it generates conversation to really dismantle some of the misconceptions around what PTSD is. Yeah,
it's important to get a really good understanding as
to
you have to know what PTSD is to know that you need to be treated for it. I mean, that's why you're here today.
Or to help loved ones in your life.
Okay, yeah. So I got a better feeling, I think, for what this means on a day-to-day basis. How is it that this impacts women? How does it manifest itself?
Absolutely. So it affects everybody. It doesn't discriminate. But in women specifically, it can really show up in attachment patterns, interpersonal relationships. One of the biggest pieces of trauma is that it interrupts the nervous system. It constantly puts somebody into a fight or flight response. And when you are in a fight or flight response, you're not in a natural position to really interact in a highly social way. And by that, I mean you are constantly scanning the environment, even if you don't realize that you're doing it, but there's some hypervigilance that is happening. So it can really look like you are detached from your social relationships because your body and your mind are constantly kind of scanning for a threat that might not be present, but it's coming from your past.
And you may not even be cognizant of the fact that it's there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you take a body-based holistic approach to trauma. Tell us exactly what that is and what the treatment program's all about.
Absolutely. And so we take a body-based approach because so much of PTSD, what happens is that people no longer feel safe in their bodies. And so what we need to happen is we need that nervous system to regulate, to get out of fight or flight. And that can be done really through holistic services like acupuncture, like yoga, like sound healing, like hypnosis, different things that will bring the nervous system back down to a sense of regulation, which in turn creates an opportunity for the body to feel safe. And once our clients start experiencing safety in their bodies, we can start to move through some of the other pieces that are associated with PTSD.
So there is a cumulative effect in all of these treatments working together to kind of restore normalcy. I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah, to heal.
To heal, right, exactly. Okay, so if somebody's watching this today, understanding now a little bit more about this, what's the first step that they need to take?
Absolutely. So if you have a loved one, I think one of the most important things you can say is, I believe you. I believe that this is happening for you right now, and get curious, right? Get curious instead of judgmental. If it's happening for you, it is really important to understand that this is natural. This is your brain and your body trying to keep you safe. And there are ways that you can move through this, whether it's through treatment, therapy, through seeking out resources like Monima Wellness Center to really help reestablish your sense of safety in the world.
Yeah, that support is so critical. All right, well, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it. More information online at monimawellness.com. And that's going to do it for Good Business San Diego today. Content segments during the show paid for by California Bank and Trust, by Gomez Trial Attorneys, and by Monima Wellness Center. We thank you very much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow at 10:30. Have a great day.
This has been Good Business San Diego, sponsored by Wilsey Asset Management.